the ground. This is T.J. Yeldon. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. Now Bortles throwing on 2nd down. And he's taken down, trying to do a little too much, getting outside of the pocket, and it results in a sack.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
On 3rd and long, it's Bortles. Escaping the pressure right. Now he's going to throw it back. Throw it across his body, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Tony Jefferson. And he's able to get it back to the 41-yard line. Certainly not how they envisioned ending their opening drive here in the first quarter.
Too many ones in this play. First quarter, first drive, first interception thrown.
And that last one, that hurts. Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. Here's the first carry for Alex Collins. And he'll push this forward only to about the 42-yard line. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
On 2nd down, Collins. And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down. On 3rd down, Jackson. He gets it to Brown, complete. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. A good pickup there of 20 yards. They go play action here on 1st down. Buying time to us, and he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Yannick Ngakoue. He's the one that got to him. He takes him down for a loss of 9. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. From midfield now, here's Jackson. Hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Pressure, and that's certainly going to be a key to this game going forward. And that time, they were able to get in there and influence the throw. And remember, quarterbacks got to get rid of it. They don't have the tucker roll that they can fall back on anymore.
Here's Jackson on 3rd and long. He's going to go for a big play downfield. Got a man, it's caught for a Ravens touchdown. Chris Moore, 50 yards. And the Ravens have taken the early lead. The fly route works for the TD grab.
And you know what the receivers love to say? If we get even with the defender, we're leaving. And that's exactly what he did, all the way into the end zone. And then he was on the business end catching it once he got over the stripe.
This fielded at the 2. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. Bortles leads the Jags up 1st and 10 right at the 30. They'll start out on the ground. It's T.J. Yeldon. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. A fake to Fournette. Now it's Bortles to throw.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority 1.
And incomplete here, so a little razzle-dazzle on that one, but they couldn't hook up, and it's 3rd down. Throwing his Bortles on 3rd down. Flushed out right. And he'll lay out down and pull it in. What a diving catch there. A pickup of 24 on the third down conversion.
And the key number on that play, 3. Third play of the drive, third down, spectacular catch, turns into a first down.
First down saves him from a 3-and-out. Now Bortles. Wide open receiver complete. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. A good pickup there, 26 yards. The Jags with their first opportunity in the red zone. 1st and 10 at the 19. Bortles now to throw. Being chased out left. And this is incomplete.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
Hey. So right.
Bortles again here on 2nd and 10. That is caught at the 7. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. His first catch of the game, good for 11 and a first down. They'll try and run for it with Yeldon. And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. Alongside the former defensive back Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. It's Jaguar football as we begin quarter number 2. And they'll come up looking to keep this drive moving. 2nd and goal from inside the 5. He'll get it up the middle. And he's maybe going to get this back to the 4, but that's about all. Call it no gain that time, and now it's 3rd and goal. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on 3rd, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably going play action since you ran it twice. But I often think that 2nd down is the time you go play action and throw the ball. I say commit to the run and think about it being 4-down territory.
On is Josh Lambo now for the Jaguar field goal. From the left hash, should be a fairly easy one here. And Lambo will put this one through. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So in the end, they had the ball for 10 plays, but the drive gets them 3, not 6.
Is it okay if I give credit to both sides on this one?
Absolutely.
All right, let's start defensively. They hung in there. 10-play drive, but they stiffened when they got close to the goal line, made them kick a field goal. And for the offense, 10-play drive. They might be a little disappointed they got a field goal, but they moved the ball down the field with dispatch and came away with points.
Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. They'll begin the drive with Collins. Wiggles free, and he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30. Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down. Now Jackson on 2nd down. Forced out to his left. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. All that gets him is just a yard, and now it's 3rd down. Here's Jackson. Looking left side, Andrews with it complete. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up 4th down. They'll indeed go for it with Jackson. And able to find John Brown. And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. So not only do they convert on 4th, but they pick up 22 yards in the process.
To win any route, you've got to break down the defender, and that's exactly what happened here on this really nicely executed curl route.
And just a short gain that time as they're able to get him down. Just a yard on the 1st down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Well, that didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
On 2nd down, here's Jackson. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a third down.
Detroit!
From the gun on third down, Jackson. And he's got his big tight end over the middle, complete. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. A gain of 26 on the third down conversion. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to get it inside the 10 to the 7-yard line. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, gotta like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a first down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
Call it no gain that time as it's going to leave them with a 3rd and about 3 to go.
Detroit!
Jackson looking to throw on 3rd. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Telvin Smith. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Well, this is a defense that can confuse even the best of quarterbacks with their zone schemes. And here you've got a linebacker that's going to stay at home and just sit down in that zone. And this one basically comes right to him.
And a short gain here as he gets it up only to about the 6. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
Lucy.
On second down, here's Bortles. And incomplete on the deep ball. Marquise Lee, the intended target. And now it's 3rd down.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync.
And he is going to go down in the end zone. Down goes Bortles. It's a safety. And, Charles, at some point, you can't keep worrying about big play. Can this be perfect? You just have to get the ball out of the end zone.
And in the offensive huddle, that was discussed when they called the play. Just get out of the end zone. But you know what's interesting? A lot of the times in the defensive huddle, they actually call a set and then say at the end of it, get a safety. So it's preached, it's coached, it's thought about.
So a minute 51 to go in this first half of play. Back with more from Jacksonville. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back after this. After the interception, here's Jackson. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he will lose yardage on the play. Back at his own 19-yard line. That'll wind up going for a loss of 4. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 14. From the gun, it's Jackson. And that one got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd.
So much of this game is about leverage. We always talk about low man wins in the trenches. Well, it's like that in just about every position. And sometimes, if you lose that leverage and you're losing the battle, just jump up at the line of scrimmage and try and bat the ball away. And that's exactly what happened there.
Jackson throwing on 3rd and long. He's going to wind up in air. A battle for it, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Jalen Ramsey. And they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line. Maybe he telegraphed it a little bit right there. You've got a cornerback knowing that he's going against a rookie quarterback. He stepped in and picked it.
You think he had a great week of preparation, looking forward to this opportunity? And the second part of that is, when you're a young quarterback, you are going to stare down targets, but oftentimes your playbook hasn't expanded to give you full field reads as well. Makes it a little bit tougher for him.
He'll wind up getting 9 after tucking it and running, so it'll leave him with 2nd and a yard.
Nice 39, Lucy. Bunch right.
On second down, here's Fournette. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Not enough there for a first. No gain, as a matter of fact. And it leaves them at 3rd and 1. Bortles to throw on 3rd and 1. And he took the contact as he was throwing it. And the ball drops incomplete. Well, they've had a pretty frustrating first half here offensively, and then just continued there with that incompletion.
And definitely frustrating for them, but heartening for the other guys. Those stop troops, they're enjoying things right now because they've made it very difficult for them throughout the half.
Here comes the Raven offense now, ready for another possession. And we'll see how this is played. Offensively, they've got the lead. Not a whole lot of time left. What do you think, Charles?
Well, it's tempting to try and add to your lead, but a mistake there, that could change things in a big way. I say go ahead, take the knee, get on out for the half.
And he will fight his way forward to about the 23-yard line.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Final play of the half here. It's Jackson. Flushed, and he's going to go down. Couldn't get a throw off with the pressure. Maybe that was for the best, as that brings us to the end of this first half of play. So we have reached halftime here with the visiting Ravens out in front. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Out come the Ravens now. They'll go on offense first here in this third quarter. They have the lead now. They'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that because now I think they'll go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies, try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
We'll see if they do just that. Jackson. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
We've seen good cover skills on display throughout this game, really from both teams. And there's another nice example there of them making it difficult to complete a pass.
So the failure to connect on second down, that leaves him staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Throwing is Jackson. It finds Crabtree for the completion. A big 30-yard play on third.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
Here's a first down run with Collins. And he'll be brought down at about the 42. DeJuan Smoot with the tackle.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the third quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. The Raven passing game getting in sync, another first down. They'll run the counter with Collins. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon.
And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. DeJuan Smoot in there to get him for what will be a loss of 13 yards.
We are seeing two really confident defenses imposing their will on these offenses in this game.
Yeah, absolutely, going toe for toe. Just curious if one of these offenses can wake up a little bit.
Is there any way they can find something that can pop, something big to knock them back on their heels?
It's complete to Brown, right side. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. An incredible play there. They do get big yardage, but they're still stopped a yard or two short, and it's fourth down.
Detroit! Detroit! All right, now, lock it 56. Lock it.
Fourth down, here's Jackson. And it's intercepted at the goal line. A.J. Boyer with a pick. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
A first down carry now for Yeldon. Not much there. Maybe a couple up to the 35.
This is what happens sometimes when you abandon the running game. It's hard to get back to it because once guys get out of that mentality of firing out and hitting people, hard to get them started again occasionally.
And he'll be stopped right at midfield. Bortles to Cole for the Jacksonville first.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
Bortles. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this.
Here we go. Hey, spread left. Spread left. Lucy.
On second down, here's Yeldon. And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40. Only a gain of a yard, but that's all they needed, as that's going to move the chains.
2nd and 1 and people want to run the football. This is where every back in the league is supposed to do exactly what we just saw there. Pick up the first down.
A couple of first downs have them to the 40 now on 1st and 10. Throwing on first down is Bortles. Over the middle, complete. It's Cole. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. A gain of 6 there on first. Well, clearly one of his advantages as a passer is his height. Sit back in the pocket, fired over the middle. That makes things tougher defensively, doesn't it?
It really does, because your goal is to move the quarterback off his initial spot when he gets his drop back completed. But when you have that type of height, he can stay in there if he's willing to take the hits and just fire over the top, which saves him time and actually completes a play a little bit quicker than it normally does for a quarterback who has to slide and find open space to throw.
Here we go.
Now Bortles throwing on second down. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down. The Jaguars on 3rd down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. This will be 3rd and 5. Here's Bortles to throw. That one complete to Yeldon. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. First down, Jacksonville. The passing game looking sharp on this drive for the Jags.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Bortles to throw on second down. That's going to be caught at the 10-yard line. And here he'll get it down to the 7. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down. From the gun on 3rd down, Bortles. His pass caught at the 4. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up 4th down. Now Bortles, got to have this one. And that is incomplete. The Jags come up empty on 4th down. And it'll be a turnover on downs. And they've now made 2 trips to the red zone and still looking for their first touchdown.
Not able to punch it in, and if you're on defense, your confidence is sky high. Because mentally, you're saying, hey, you're in the red zone. We're thinking we're giving up 3. We just want to give up 6. In this case, they end up not giving up the touchdown at all. They've got to feel great about what they got done.
And now the Jags defense deciding to call a timeout. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. And again, it's It's Collins. And he'll lose yardage on this one, back to the 13. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down. Seems pretty obvious defensively a key was stopping the run game. How have they done it so successfully?
To me, it seems that these guys really did a nice job of paying attention during the scouting report meeting. And you know, Brandon, when they do those, they talk about the top plays that these guys like to run. The best runs for the top running back, those are the ones you focus on and want to take away. And they've done that pretty successfully in this game.
And they'll bring him down here up at about the 22-yard line. It's a 9-yard pickup on the play, and that'll lead here to a third down. They'll try and run forward with Collins. And he's able to pick up the first down here before he goes down at the 26. Just 4 yards on the pickup, but that's good enough to extend the drive.
That's it, baby. That's it. Gone, 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 gone. Everyone's got 4 down.
On first, they go right back to Collins. He takes this for 3 to the 29.
All right, that's a decent game there, but it hasn't been his best game overall. So I wonder what the mindset is of his team. Do they want him to handle the football and try and close this game out? Or are they going to make an alternative plan and maybe go in a different direction?
I think they need him, and this is his time to shine. Time for a break. We're back to see what happens after this.
Gone, 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 gone.
Now Collins. 3 yards is half of what they needed. Now can they get the other 3 here on third down? And the trend continues here in the fourth like it was in the first, second, and third. He's had nowhere to run.
And you're probably thinking to yourself, why do they keep feeding him the football? Well, they trust him first and foremost. They do believe that over time he might actually pop one of these runs. The bottom line is he takes care of the ball well for them, so they'll keep handing it to him.
On third down, this is Collins. And he'll get this up only to about the 33. And now the Jags going to signal for another timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. On is the punter Cook, who sends it away. And this one hits at the 3 and then bounds into the end zone for a touchback. Here comes the Jaguars offense as they get set here. They're down here in a 1-score game. But the time, it's a factor, but it's not a huge factor right now, is it?
It's really not, because this amount of time gives them a chance to run their offense, to go through play sequences. And this is what they work on every week in practice, usually on a Friday. They go over this type of a situation, late game situation. What are we going to do when we have the opportunity? They've called these plays a bunch of times. Now's their chance to execute them.
Well, they have the opportunity now. Here's the execution. Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. They'll look to throw. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Cole. And he'll go down just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a third down. Back to throw. He'll buy some time right. Now a desperation throw. And got his man complete. The Jaguars now will use the last of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 35 seconds left to go. So that changes things a bit. Here's a 1st and 10 all the way down at the 35.
11B, 11B. Check, 380. 372.
He's back to throw, eluding the pressure right. He'll get just a yard on the scramble. It's second down.
Yeah, not much there that time, and I think we were both wondering once he got out of the box whether he'd just throw the ball away, and he winds up only picking up a yard or 2.
372.
He'll look to throw. And his throw here's incomplete. The veteran Eric Weddle there to break that one up. He has had a great game defensively. He's been east-west, north-south, everywhere.
Yeah, and I love how you described that, because to be a great defender, you have to be able to move up and back, sideline to sideline, and he's been fantastic. Reminds me of a young Charles Davis when he was playing man.
Absolutely. Oh, wow. I thought you were going to go on the field, but he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Zadarius Smith in there to take him down, and the clock will roll. Back to throw. And he's going to go down again. Zadarius Smith in there to pick up his second sack now of the afternoon. So they've gone for it twice now on fourth down in this game, and both times unsuccessful.
I wish we could hear the headsets now between the head coach and the offensive coordinator. Now that they're 0 for 2, if they get into a third situation, head coach might say, hey, you got anything for this one? Might get radio silence back.
Gone!
This is Collins on the handoff, and he'll be taken down here, and that is how this one is going to come to an end. Well, Charles, the old saying, the old cliche, if you will, points at a premium, that certainly applied here, didn't it?
And that almost like opened up a time capsule, didn't it? Old school football, low scoring, close game. What a way to finish it up.
You loved it, didn't you? You loved the defensive.
I certainly did. Brought back the images of the game of old.